Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanderson, Stephanie Phillips with Veterans in Politics. Today, our guest is going to be Joseph C. Abraham, founder of Unrelenting Media, Inc. We'll introduce the Veteran Contacts. It's a niche directory designed to connect veteran-owned business and support organizations with the community at large. But before we get to Mr. Abraham, Ms. Phillips,
I always have a rant. You know this. Let's
hear it.
All right. Well, I was looking at the national average of gas, right? So it's about $5 now. Across the board, Nevada is $5.55, $5.60, somewhere in there. And I was looking at my credit card statement because I wanted to know how much I'm spending in gas. And I'm a realtor, so I'm all over town all the time. I have a teenage daughter at home, so she drives a lot.
You fill up her card too?
Yes.
Oh boy, could you fill mine up?
No.
Hey Joe, you need your car filled up?
I'm staying out of it.
But she's still in high school, so, when she goes to college, that may be a different story. But anyway, about $800 now, and it has doubled.
Really?
Yeah, at least doubled.
You need to get another job.
More than doubled. Maybe I need a different car. I don't know. But anyway, good Lord.
Maybe you should get stocks in Chevron, on OPEC, and all those folks.
Right. They're making billions.
Yeah, stock's probably doing really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah. So those electric cars,
You like my hat?
I do. I saw that. I noticed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love it. Go Sherelle. Sherelle Mendenhall.
Well, folks, just remind you guys that early voting is now. It ends on Friday. And the primary is on Tuesday. So please get out and vote. Mm-hmm. All right. With that said, are you done with your rant?
That was it.
That was just that one?
Yeah.
Gas prices.
Yeah, I'm more poor this year than what I was last year. Well, we all are, regardless of
So I can't get a loan from you or anything?
Yeah, no.
No?
No, because I'm trying to pay for
gas?
Biden's gas. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe you should send, maybe you came on the show, you said you were going to send Biden your gas receipts.
Yeah, maybe he'll, send
probably
out
reimburse you or invite you to the White House to talk about it.
I'll ask. I'll take you with me.
Oh, boy. Mr. Abraham, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. And yourself?
Doing good. You came on the show once before.
I've been on the show before. Yes, sir.
Yes. Tell us about you.
I can't remember that. That was
I would have to bring up the video.
We were here for someone.
Yeah. I think we were here for you.
Was it me?
Yeah. I like the bald head. That's what does it.
That's called I couldn't get an appointment with my barber in time, and I didn't want to look homeless.
Oh, so you just
So I shaved it off.
Shaved it all off. All right. Tell us about you.
My name's Joe Abraham. I'm the publisher of the Urban Voice magazine and currently the Veteran Contacts, which is our new project, which is what we're here to discuss today. The Veteran Contacts, as you said, is a niche directory geared towards providing veteran-owned businesses with an audience for their products.
But before we get to the one we're going to talk about, tell us all the magazines you're publishing.
I publish a couple magazines here in Southern Nevada. We have a few. We have niche publications for the African American, Hispanic, AAPI, Native American, LGBTQ, women, construction, the state of Texas, the county of Maui, and rural Nevada. So we have a couple magazines here in Southern Nevada.
God, how you keep up with all those magazines?
Can you text all that to me?
How you keep up with all those?
I really don't. If you ask my accountant, I don't keep up with any of the administrative side of it very well at all. So
no?
we don't. I need to bring in some staff and get it squared away quickly.
All right. Which one is doing really, really good?
The Urban Voice we've published for 15 years now. Mm-hmm. So that kind of gave us the entry into the community. That specific magazine is published monthly, is geared towards the African American community, and going on almost 15 years. It'll be 15.
All your magazines geared to a specific audience?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And how does distribution work?
It depends on the audience. So with the Urban Voice, we have very heavy distribution in the African American churches in West Las Vegas, soul food restaurants, grocery stores, City of Las Vegas, Clark County, commission chambers. If you're looking for something with the veteran contacts, it would be more in the VA or places you would find veterans. So we're looking to establish distribution at UNLV with the Rebel Alumni, Veteran Alumni Association there. It just depends on the publication as to where
You
they're
go
going
to
to
the
get distributed.
VFW, Marine Corps League,
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Paralyzed Veterans. Okay.
That's why we're here, is to get the word out so we know where we need to distribute it, where the veterans are going to be.
And how about
So I came to you.
How about the LGBTQ? Where do you put those magazines?
In LGBTQ-friendly locations. So
Like-
you're going to find it at the center over on Maryland Parkway. You're going to find it at different LGBTQ-owned businesses.
Okay. And you have a list for all those?
I do. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's talk about the Veteran magazine.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that. How long it's been in distribution?
So this is our third edition, and we're now beginning to distribute this countywide here in Clark County. This current edition lists about 120 veteran-owned businesses right here in Las Vegas.
You have to be a veteran to be in this magazine?
You don't have to be a veteran, but you have to support veterans. So there are agencies and or organizations that are veteran-centric that aren't necessarily veteran-owned. So in that case, we want veterans to have the resources available to them, so we don't exclude. And that's true for all of our directories. You don't have to be African-American to want to cater to the African-American community as a business owner. You don't have to be LGBTQ to understand that their money spends just like everybody else's money spends.
Okay. You ever thought of doing one magazine with everything in there?
I have. Where's the fun in that? We target the magazine specifically so that people, you want a platform, you want people who have shared life experiences with you. So if you're a veteran-owned company, that means something to other veterans. So ideally, if you list your information in this publication, other veterans will see it, other veterans will patronize it, more so than they would any other random ad that they saw in a magazine.
You got nonprofits in here?
We do list nonprofits as well, yes, sir.
I don't see veterans in politics. Flip the page, have you seen veterans?
You know what? I looked through it before we even started, and I didn't see
Yeah.
veterans in politics. So you better get in
What's
here.
going on with that?
We'll make sure it's in the
Well,
November 1st edition. I'm sure there'll be a full page for veterans in politics in that edition.
So what made you want to do this?
Specifically for veterans, or just
Yes.
published in general?
Since we're here talking about the Veteran magazine.
Any group of people that are disadvantaged or that I feel deserve more support than they're receiving now, that's how we determine whether or not we create a directory for them. So in my opinion, veterans don't receive the support that they need. Veteran businesses don't necessarily have the resources. There are several organizations, there are several publications that attempt to distribute information. The effectiveness of what they do, I'll say, varies from organization to organization. And we're pretty efficient, and we'll get the information out. So I think our product's a viable product in the marketplace.
Do you talk about policy?
We do. So we
Federal laws and that surround veteran issues?
we allow for opinion editorials to be broadcast on our platform or in the publication, and that can be anybody. So in each publication, you'll find a page that has my direct contact information. So in this instance, it's on, what are we at, page 4? Page 4 has my direct contact information. So if somebody wants to submit an op-ed, if somebody wants to get something distributed either to our email list or to our website, social media, or if they'd like it to be in the magazine, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Do you know about the CPAC machine that veterans are using or being recalled?
The Phillips.
The Phillips.
Yeah, I have one.
Yes. How come that's not in here?
Well, you know what? It's going to be next month.
There are thousands of issues that are relevant to veterans that are not necessarily listed in this publication.
Well, what issues are listed in this magazine? Because I'm looking through it, trying to.
Well, generally, they're all set up as business directories. I mean, that at their core, they're set up so that people who are either looking
Hey, look,
for.
you have hair in this picture here.
I had hair in that picture. Yes, sir.
Did a close-up of that.
At the core, people are either looking to support veteran-owned businesses or looking to move their product as a veteran-owned business. That's what we set the magazine up for.
Okay.
In this case, we did a cover story on Christopher Dare, who has the Northern Nevada Veterans Memorial Plaza being constructed in Sparks.
Okay.
So we talked about that. We had Vincent Palmieri, who's a Purple Heart winner from Vietnam. Purple Heart awardee from Vietnam. And at that we wrote a story about that as well. And of course, we discussed Kat Miller, who was retiring from Nevada Division of Veteran Services. So we try to get it a little bit of story as well as the business directory. But our focus primarily is for the business directory. We want to be the connector that provides people information and resources that they're looking for. So not necessarily a content-driven platform where we're not going to have a news team publishing articles daily, but we will have, when you're looking for veteran-owned businesses, or if you're looking for nonprofits that assist with veteran issues, that's what we want to do, is be that conduit and say, here's the information that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Have you highlighted, I didn't realize that when folks get out of the military, that they don't know they can apply for VA disability benefits. Have you highlighted that in one of your magazines? Because as they get out of the military, they don't tell them, well, you can file for this because you could be 50% disabled or 75% disabled or 100%. Sometimes they find out years and years later and they've been missing out on benefits that they could have been getting.
Well, I will say this. We are definitely, in the next couple of years, we'll be very much more keyed in on veterans issues on a personal level, as my son, which I'm sure you're aware, shipped out this morning for basic training.
Congrats.
So he has joined the Nevada Army National Guard and left for basic this morning at 5 a.m.
Where did he go? My son just got back last year from
He's in Fort Jackson.
That's where my son went.
Was he crying?
Of course.
All right.
It was horrible. But I was told you're allowed to cry once a year, and I used up the next 20 years in this last week. So
where's he going to go to AIT?
He has AIT at Fort Gordon in Atlanta, in Georgia.
What's his MOS?
It's networking and cybersecurity.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the actual MOS, but that's the field.
You know, I'm looking at your table of contents here, and I see Chamber of Commerce, but I don't see the Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce. You familiar with that one, run by Andre Haynes?
I am familiar. And again, it's not a comprehensive directory. We haven't listed every veteran-owned business, but we're more than willing to work with anyone that wants to have their information published.
Okay, I see the lawyers you got in here. I know all these lawyers, actually. And they're all veterans. But there's a hell of a lot more lawyers out there, too.
Well, and
that are veterans.
That's why I'm here, Steve, to get schooled from the best. So what better than to come on your show and have you tell me who I need to talk to? And that's really the point, is to get the information out, get the dialogue started.
Yeah.
While I try to be a master of all things, that's not possible.
You gonna get the Marine Corps Leatherneck Club in here? What's going on?
He's going to text you a list of what should go in the next
what I will say,
club is not in here.
What I will say is this: we provide the listings. I believe there's an offer in here for the listings at $175 for the year, which would get it into 2 publications. And what I would say is, anyone that watches this show before our next publication, which will be November 1st, so anyone that contacts me and reaches out and mentions Veterans in Politics will receive a free listing. So instead of $187.50,
it's free.
It's free. All you have to do is mention Steve Sanson. So we'll probably make that the offer code will be Sanson.
Yeah. We'll mention
but
that
for
at
Veterans
the very
in
end.
Politics,
Yeah.
absolutely free.
What would be my offer code then? Since I'm the one.
Since you're the one?
I can't say Sanson because that'd be like nepotism or something. Right?
I think I'm
Can
already.
I say Phillips?
Whatever works for you.
I'll
Sir.
create another one.
We'll create another one for you.
So, what is your main focus for this directory? What's your mission statement?
The mission statement is to connect people who want to support veteran-owned businesses and support veterans and connect veterans with veteran resources.
Okay.
It's really that simple.
Do you do like a little bio story? Let's say if you were to go and interview the VA administrator for Southern Nevada, do you do like a little featured story in there about that particular person so people know who that person is?
Absolutely, we can. I mean, as you see in the current edition, we listed Kat Miller, who retired from Nevada Division of Veteran Services a couple months back. So absolutely, we can do a human interest story. The nice part about it, Steve, is that I own it outright. So it's not I don't have to go for permission to ask people what we can publish. So if you'd like something published, I'm more than happy to make sure it gets in.
Okay. What else could you tell us about this magazine?
This is the most cost-effective way to get your business in front of the largest number of people.
What's your distribution on this one?
25,000 copies over the course of 6 months.
Where do they go? How do you target your people? Are they grocery stores? Do you mail them out?
It's a combination. We do have a mailing list that's quite extensive. With all of our publications, every elected official in Southern Nevada receives a copy in the mail. Mm-hmm. For us, that's important because so many times elected officials want to say, well, we didn't know.
Right.
Well, if I'm sending you the issues every month, ostensibly you should know.
Do you have this on digital format that you email to people?
Absolutely. So if you go to veterancontacts.com, there's a digital version of this that's also distributed electronically as well.
Okay.
You know, are you familiar with My Vegas magazine?
Yes.
Okay. They always, anytime they do a new magazine that comes out, they do an unveiling party.
Unveiling party, yes, sir.
Do you do that as well?
No, sir, but we can definitely set one up for November. Not a problem.
Okay.
He would have to have like 20 unveiling parties for all of his
we'd have an unveiling party for a month.
Yeah.
It's about once a week.
Then you should get it done. You should have one of those PR people.
Let's have parties,
Party
Joe.
planner.
Come on.
Party planner.
Do you have a veteran party planner I can work with?
And hit the blue martini or
Do
something.
you have a veteran party planner I can
I'm
work
sure
with?
we could find one.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Send them my way.
So what are the costs? What are
Really
the prices for these? Full page, half page, bold listing?
God, that's one thing I probably should know. The listings.
It depends.
The listings are
are business card size.
The listings themselves are $187.50, and that's all your relevant contact information about the company. A full page ad, I believe, runs $12.50. A quarter page runs about $4.50.
And that's with color.
Full color. Everything we do is full color.
That's for a year, so you get 2 publications?
That's one publication. So that's for
one.
6 months.
Okay, got it.
And they come out when?
The next edition will come out November 1st.
I mean, so November and then 6 months after that, and
Yes, sir.
6 months after that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We wanted to set it up that way so that we could work with the election cycles.
So what is the deadline for the November publication?
October 15th.
That's the final.
That's the final deadline.
Okay. And what else could you tell us about the magazine? How about the cover? To get on the cover, how much is that? Or to get on the back?
Honestly, the pricing, I'm not even sure. If you email me, I'll happily share the pricing.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I don't
But
know.
you not only do magazines, you do a whole lot of other stuff too,
We do
right?
a lot of other stuff. So we're a boutique marketing firm that literally handles everything in-house. So whether you need a logo designed, business cards, website, internet marketing, social media, live event photography, live event videography, live streaming, we do 100% of that in-house. And Steve will tell you our graphics are pretty good.
Amazing.
Pretty good.
You've done several graphic works for us. Thank you very much. And you also did the live feed for the our endorsement interview at Ahern as well.
And I lost my best employee. So not only did my son leave for basic this morning, he was who covered your live streaming event. And
I was beating him up a little bit. Did he tell you?
he did. But he's put up with me for,
I know, if he can put up with
so
you.
if he can put up with me for 18 years.
Yeah, he can put up with me for an hour or so.
That was my question to him. I said, are you sure you're ready for a drill instructor? He said, have you ever met yourself?
Oh, gosh.
Have you ever met yourself?
He said,
Wait till he meets them at Fort Jackson.
He said, I grew up dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a point. You might have a point.
So,
But yes, so we in addition to simply publications, we handle anything you need marketing. It could be as simple as a headshot all the way up to you want us to put together an entire package because you're opening up a new law firm.
And you do campaign management too?
Do a little bit of campaign management from time to time. I have been known to dibble and dabble.
what
One of
is-
Steven's favorite candidates right now is working with me in North Las Vegas. And Steve was so excited that when he heard I was working with the guy, he called me up and he said, that's fantastic. We need to get him on. Unfortunately, our schedules just wouldn't work together. And
Do I hear a little
Sarcasm.
bit of sarcasm in there?
I mean, he's been busting my balls the whole show. So this is a little bit of give back. So,
I won't make you name this candidate.
no, we'll keep that out.
So, Mr.
It's one that doesn't get along with Steve. Does that that really doesn't narrow
that
down.
doesn't really narrow
Doesn't really
it
narrow
down.
down.
But did you do the flyers for his endorsement
I did.
candidates and
Yes,
all that?
ma'am, I
Okay,
did.
all right then.
He did the flyers
so now
for
I
the
know who's
endorsements.
behind all that.
He did the
look great. I love it.
The two shucks.
Yeah.
No, the second shucks. The second shucks.
And in full disclosure, folks, I didn't do it. My designer, Alex Cotton, did that particular project, and he did a fantastic job and does great work for us.
And he also did the Ahern one as well with that endorsement over there. So he does really, really good work.
Looks good. I like it. I have to ask you though. So your name, Joseph Abraham.
Yes, ma'am.
Those two are very prominent figures in the Bible. So did your folks name you that for a reason? Both of
my father is Lebanese Catholic.
Okay.
Was Lebanese Catholic. My mother, Episcopalian, and my father's name was Joseph Abraham. So it was hand-me-down. We did switch the middle name. His middle name was Calvin, which he didn't necessarily care for.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's your middle name?
Christopher.
Okay, so not another Bible name.
Not another Bible name.
Okay.
So
I was just curious. I was reading about you last night and saw the.
That's where that came from.
Okay.
So, is there anything that you'd want to say that we haven't covered?
What I want to say is this: is the potential for this platform is incredible, and it's only going to get there with the support of the community. So I will do whatever it takes to make sure that your needs are met within the community. Reach out to me, call me, email me, let me know what's important to veterans. I'll make sure that we use this as a bully pulpit to push it out to the elected officials and the community at large. I'm here to serve. So, I mean, that's been my MO for 15 years here.
Well, I'm letting you know now that I want to see veterans in politics in the next issue.
Done and done. No problem.
And the founder of Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce, he also wants to be in there as well. So you probably want to have a conversation with him.
No problem at all.
So
I'll tell you a funny story off air.
You can't say it now and share.
Can't disclose that one on air. We'll have a funny story.
But I want to make sure that we got everything out about this.
Absolutely.
That people understand exactly what you're talking about and how they could go ahead and be a part of it.
We're in the midst of launching our digital platform for this. So over the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll see a lot of social media announcements. You'll see our website. We just did major renovations to that. In fact, the new version was launched this morning. So unfortunately, after you looked at it, I was in a rush to try to get it together for the show. But we're excited about it. And again, I'm here to serve. So whatever I can do to help the community, whatever I can do to help veteran-owned businesses, reach out to me. I'm here to serve. I'm here to get the information out for you.
We appreciate that. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Well, there's one thing we haven't covered.
See, I keep saying. I want to make sure we get rid of.
We got rid of everything on that. We got rid of everything on that. I want to fall on my sword for a minute.
What do you want to do that for?
My good friend Steve and I had a small wager. Well, I'll let him disclose that.
I should have asked you about that. I didn't know if that was good for
we had a
public.
small wager on whether or not my good friend John Lee would stay in the governor's race or if he would run to CD4, which I thought made more sense for him to campaign in.
We're talking about making sense, though.
And I thought he would run in CD4, and you were adamant that he would stay in the governor's race. Mm-hmm. And I lost the bet, needless to say. So publicly, I'll pay up as soon as we're done this interview.
How much was it? How much was
we are good. We're good. We don't need to exchange any cash. We are so good.
Oh no! I'm giving you the cash because I'd want it and I'd have it framed on the wall with Steven's signature on it.
Look, you have done so much for VIPI, so we're good. So I'm not even going to sweat you.
And I appreciate.
Give my money
right now.
I'm not even worried about it. But Mr. Abraham, this is good that you're doing this. Getting out to the veteran community and your other magazines that are niche, get out to the different communities that want to be a part of that magazine, like the Urban
Voice,
the LGBTQ. Did I say it right?
Yes, sir.
And you said Urban, LGBTQ,
Women,
Veteran, Women,
AAPI.
Oh, what is that one?
Asian American Pacific Islander.
Okay.
Native American,
Hispanic, Hispanics.
Rural Nevada.
Rurals.
State of Texas.
Ooh, how did that happen?
I spend half the year, I spend half of every month in Texas.
Okay,
I'm married to a beautiful woman in Austin. So I go down there. And the county of Maui, Because
Maui?
I want to be able to write off trips to Maui.
Like the Hawaiian island?
Maui. So we have veteran contacts, we have women contacts, and
What about
we
men
have
contacts?
Maui contacts.
How about men contacts? Where's your men magazine?
Where's the fun in that?
You
You want to look at a bunch of men? Okay.
No,
I mean, if that's what you wanna do,
I
then
don't. I'm just trying
Maybe
to
your female clients would like to.
I'm trying to balance it out. So you said Native American, Asian Pacific,
Most of those
Islanders.
most
urban,
the publications that we put together are from minority communities.
urban.
So
Because where's your white magazine?
that's not a minority.
I
last time
want to
checked.
make sure that they're
He
represented
doesn't
too.
have one.
Not, you know, we've discussed. We're actually talking about doing
You
one
call
for
it a
all
European
Vegas.
magazine.
There you go.
Well, your Europe is turning Middle Eastern anyway, really quick. So in the next 20 years, it probably won't even be
Probably won't matter for you.
won't matter. But I just want to make sure that everybody's represented.
We try our best.
All right. Well,
You know, we thought at one point about doing one for Republicans, one for Democrats, and
yeah. Where's
That's a good
that?
idea.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Don't forget the libertarians.
I
and
can
the
help you with
IAP.
one of those.
don't make me cuss.
I can
don't
help you with one of those.
And the IAPs, they need one too.
So that's why I had to shave, because all the white hair would have shown up if I did no. What I dibble and dabble in politics now is more than enough.
How many candidates do
I
you
want us all
represent?
to get along. A couple. A few.
Just a couple this
Just a few.
cycle?
Just a few this cycle.
A few.
A few.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Abraham,
I'm a little reckless on Facebook, so most don't want to publicly acknowledge me, and I'm okay with that.
Mr. Abraham, Mark's going to zoom in on you, and you could just hold up the book, and you could say whatever, and your point of contact, and why people need to veterans, since we're talking about those folks, why they need to go to your magazine to get the information, right, and to be a part of it.
Listen, folks, go to theveterancontacts.com to see the digital edition of this magazine and to see our database of veteran-owned businesses here in Las Vegas. Why you need to do it? Because we want your information out to the public. We want your businesses supported, and we want the nonprofits that cater to veterans to be supported as well. So it's really that simple. If you're interested, give me a call, 702-306-2394. I want to be very clear. You could be interested in buying an ad, or you could just have questions. Give me a call. I'm here to serve. My number is 702-306-2394. And thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Stephanie, thank you for being a part of this. Mr. Abraham, thank you for coming on the show and talking about your magazine. Folks, that's Joseph C. Abraham. He is the founder of Unrelenting Media. This man does outstanding work. And usually I'm very picky, and I don't like people for their work. They do it good this time, and then they screw up the next time. He's consistent with doing it good. So if you want anything political or anything design, Joseph is the one to do it. This is Steve Sands, Stephanie Phillips with Veterans in Politics. Until next time.